on Attack of the Show. Is '06 ending without a hit? No. It's the year that Hollywood didn't deliver, and we're calling it out in the loop. The Japanese have spoken and once again have forgotten about the Xbox. We'll tell you why in Game Break. Think editing video for the internet is hard? It's simple with the right web tools. All this and more on a live and eccentric Attack of the Show, starting right now.
What's going on here? Think upon this. Attack. Attack of the Show. Attack.
My #1 fans out there.
Someone loves you very, very much.
Welcome to Attack of the Show, everybody. They all love me.
They
It's
love
sad,
you a
really.
lot.
It's a burden.
Someone's got a man crush.
We are TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. It's Wednesday, December 13th. My name is Kevin Pereira.
And I'm Blair Butler. Olivia's out today, and we are coming to you live from the G4 studios. Where?
In Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, California.
I bought a gun. Seriously. I bought a gun.
Why?
Well, you know, some people would say might be a zombie uprising, others a robot uprising. I think it's going to be a zombie robot uprising, and as such, you got to be prepared.
All right, well,
Plug
then
them
you're
right
on my
between the
team.
eyes. Blam! Seriously, we've been going out and shooting for the show,
Okay.
and I'm like, I don't know if I'm afraid of getting gunpowder on my skirt, but every time I go to shoot, I'm there and I'm aiming, I'm trying to do, like the Call of Duty exhale before you shoot, and then I flinch because I know it's going to make a loud noise.
Are you shooting, by the way, in the Guns and Ammo, the American flag bikini
Yes.
with the bandolier?
That's how I rolled to the range. Like, who's that chick flinching? Oh, wow, she's wearing a bikini at least. All right, we'll let it go.
She's got great legs.
Yeah, I really do, by the way. People confuse them with Olivia's on the Lost in Translation bit. It's weird. But I got the gun. I'm going to get better at it.
What
but
kind of gun is it, though?
It's a Smith & Wesson M&P. It's a little 9mm
Ooh, it's a
semi-auto.
cute
Look at
little
it,
gun.
right?
Cute little gun.
Called her Gladys. That's your new
Gladys.
name? Yeah.
That's a good name for a...
It may change.
It's like naming the hurricanes after ladies.
Right, and once I squeeze a few rounds, the name may change. But right now, she felt like a Gladys. But they make you take a test for this thing, and then you got a waiting period. And the test was like, it might as well have given you dots, and then you connect them, and it's the shape of a gun, and yay, and you get a gold star.
Really?
Or like a word scramble.
What
They're
was
searching for the word
Was there
ammo.
like a sample question that was particularly leading?
There was one about how many alcoholic beverages you consume before you operate a firearm, and the answer is D. By the way, you should not drink before operating a firearm.
See, I tend to consume like 4 or 5.
And that one of the options
Right.
was 3 hours. Okay.
And that explains the prison sentence.
Right. And I mean, if you fail, there's another question about where you're allowed to store your gun. The safest place to store it if
It's
you're in
your
a car.
trunk, right?
Of course it's your trunk, which was D,
Right.
and it was like in a specific box and blah, blah, blah. A was the glove box. B was under the passenger seat as long as it's out of the reach of the driver. And C was it's okay under the driver's seat as long as it's unloaded. Ridiculous stuff. It's sad. I mean, so on one hand, kudos for having a quiz, but on the other hand, if you fail it, it's like, well, here, can you finish this whole jar of paste? Great, we're going to sell you a rifle.
Yes,
It's ridiculous.
The least safest place. You just tape it to the hood of the car.
Yeah, it's as long as it's on the roof rack, you're
Right.
totally fine.
Absolutely.
Sad, but I'm armed now, so watch out, America.
I am not pissing you off ever. Now it's time to go to the place where people they shoot each other every damn day.
That's right, that's right. Lock and load, suckers. We're going around the net.
Ooh.
This is not an NRA-approved handling.
That's
of it.
very Hong Kong of you.
Yes, thank you. All right. I like to throw the bullets at the end, just, aggressively. All right. I'm sure many of you know Osimo, right?
Ooh, yeah.
Everybody knows Osimo?
Happy little robot.
Ed?
Yeah, Osimo!
Oh, your man stalker loves Osimo.
I love it so much. It's so cute. I want a miniature version for my pocket. All right, but if you don't know Osimo, he's actually the most advanced humanoid robot ever developed by the engineers at Honda.
Yes, although you should never confuse it with Awesome O. This robot is, in fact, not made of cardboard and doesn't come up with plots for Adam Sandler movies.
That was a great episode, though.
Yes.
And I found out the hard way, it's not a pleasure bot. Honda kicked me right out.
Not
when
like Chris from Blade
in
Runner.
Shinjuku.
That's too
No,
bad.
not at all. It's actually
Awkward.
designed to offer real assistance to people in the real world. It's like it can grab things that you can't reach, scratch your back, it can walk, it talks, recognizes faces, it can even navigate sidewalks. And the biggest thing about Osimo, which they've had trouble with certain robots, is, to navigate a human environment, a cityscape, lots of stairs. And it's the most difficult task for a robot to keep its balance when it goes up on one leg.
Greyhounds can't run upstairs very well either, so I see why it'd be hard for a robot. All right, here is a video of this technological wonder attempting to navigate some stairs. The internet is in awe.
私は足の裏のセンサーで階段を確認し、細かくバランスを取ります。皆さん、ついていないでしょうけど、人間も目を見て高さに合わせて足の裏でバランスを取りながら、それではご見学中のお客様に申し上げます。
That is a bad moment.
I like how there's nothing to see here. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. It's like, yeah, we'll just cover it up. It's not a big deal.
Sad moment for robots everywhere.
Wow.
I love how the Osmo just he sort of gave up and decided not to move anymore. It was like it was Dunk.
Yeah.
Or is dunked. Wait, dunked?
Drunk?
Dunk. Dunk.
Okay,
Dunk.
yeah, dunk.
Dunked. Dunked.
We got a couple kinks to work out. Sorry, folks. We're just gonna keep rolling along. Let's go to g4tv.com for the links to everything you just saw in the fumbling robot. Right now, it's time for the only news you need to know. Here's Layla Cayley and the feed headlines.
Thank you, guys. Here's what's coming up in the feed. First, there is a new king of the internet, and we'll tell you who it is. Plus, we'll have an update on a possible decline in iTunes sales. And an American legend is taking Kanye West to court. Don't miss it. It's all coming your way in the feed. But first, back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Layla. Right now, let's check in with Cheats Kristen Holt. Hello, Kristen.
Kristen,
Hello.
what's going on? Hey.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me on the show today. From flipbooks to Flickr, I'll show you some fancy things you can do with all the digital photos you're shooting over the holidays when I attack this. And also, I'll be with gadget guru Will O'Neill as we break down the heliodrift in AOTS hardware, so stay tuned.
Don't call it a phone,
No, absolutely not.
and don't call them a phone company.
I will never do that.
Okay, good. Thank you, Kristen. All right, yesterday we heard from you all day. We had the fax machine. You guys were sending them in. It was making noise throughout the whole show. But today we're going to play it even older school by checking in with you in the army of monitor heads.
Here's Daniel from what some people call the mistake on the lake, Cleveland, Ohio.
Hi guys. Why do we all accept the cost of movies and music on the internet, which costs about the same as they do in your local brick and mortar store, while the end user picks up the tab for the cost of electricity, bandwidth, and writable media, assuming your DRM even supports that? Is the industry just cutting out a large chunk of their cost for manufacturing without passing the savings along to us?
Amen.
That is the longest, yeah,
We have a problem with the length of the question.
the longest question in monitor head history.
Pretty smart for being from Cleveland, though.
Absolutely.
Got to give them that. No,
Yeah.
it's this is an argument I've been making for ages. That it's like kind of weird talking to you through the curtain. I'll be honest, but
That's all
mildly
right.
arousing.
They're adjusting my gears.
Oh, okay, good. Just make sure they're lubed. Yeah, why pay $1 a song, which comes out to maybe $10 an album, $12 an album?
Right.
You're getting a lossy quality version of the song. It doesn't actually compare
Right.
to the CD quality version. You're not getting the liner notes, the artwork, the packaging. There's no cost for them to ship it per se. You're paying for that bandwidth just as Apple is for if you're going off iTunes. So I think it is ridiculous. I agree. I don't think consumers should buy it. In fact,
And you have to buy those blank CDs and burn it yourself.
exactly, and that's why I'm not a big fan of digital downloads just yet. I BitTorrent. Sorry, got to be honest. You do the old torrent, Blair?
I torrent a bit.
Okay.
If you know what it was a pun. I'm trapped behind a curtain.
Folks, our digital entertainment options are almost limitless these days, and you can get content from a variety of sources. But this year, is it even worth the hassle? Really? I mean, did anything good come out at all?
Well, we want to know what you think. So it's time for the poll question. Were you let down by the movies and TV of 2006? Vote at our website,
Keep your hands behind that curtain, Butler.
g4tv.com/AOTS, or text your vote to G4TXT, that's 44898, to vote and register
Wait, you're staying
for
with it?
AOTS Live news alerts.
All right, coming up later, another Frank Miller graphic novel has made it to the... Oh, my God, you're just... Okay, stop, you're going to get... Sorry. Oh, well, you weren't seeing any of that, were you guys? You were watching the Frank Miller thing, yeah, and you're not going to be disappointed by the violence and epic scale of this adaptation. You got to show the curtain. She walked all the way across the studio with it. That's conviction. Oh, my God, you're trapped. All right, stay tuned for the new 300 trailer. It's coming your way later in the show. Are you okay? You birthed. You hatched. Good.
I'm alive. Stay with us. We're just getting started here on Attack of the Show, and don't be surprised if when we come back, we also have a major lawsuit against Borat. It's the cool thing to do now.
You were cheating.
Sexy time to sue. We have more ahead.
Scripts.
What shows were hot? What films were not?
You knew, didn't you?
We'll expose the best and worst of '06 in the Loop. And don't call it a phone, it's the Helio Drift on AOTS hardware.
Welcome back to Attack of the Show. We're live and talking movies and TV of 2006. Before the break, we asked you, were you let down by the movies and TV of 2006? Well, according to you, 59% of you were disappointed by the films and TV shows of 06. Let's go over to Kevin to get the debate started.
59%. That was close. It's close. All right, you know, most years are remembered for the movies and the TV that really immortalized them. But with so many disappointments, will 2006 go out with a whimper? See, anticipated blockbusters like Superman Returns or X-Men The Last Stand, they're at best pretty much forgotten, while the top-grossing film of the year was another long, boring Pirates movie. I'm sorry, but it was. In fact, viewers even switched off Lost in favor of a new show that actually answered some damn questions. So elevating the threat level to red and green, it's The Loop. Joining us tonight, film reporter for USA Today, Anthony Bresnikan, and executive editor for Variety, Michael Spire. Gentlemen, welcome to The Loop.
Hi.
This is going to be a good one. We're going to kind of cap off movies and television as we know it, and I'd like to start with movies. Because 06, I mean, one of the most hyped films of the year, really, was Snakes on a Plane. Of course, it ended up being one of the biggest flops, I think. And Michael, did you expect that this film would do a little bit more, perhaps even just a little bit better?
Probably a little bit more right when it came out, but in the end, it makes complete sense that it did what it did, because when you look back, it was nothing special. The marketing was terrible. The online marketing really never took off like everyone predicted, and the movie itself was bad. So you have to have a good movie in order to get it to a certain point.
Well, yeah. Anthony, was the marketing terrible for this one? Because I thought that's what this whole movie was about. Was this sort of? I know perhaps the studio wasn't responsible for it, but it seemed like the viral nature of this film, everybody was excited to see it. They were perhaps over-marketed.
Well, I think they tried to make the most out of what was handed to them by the net. You know, people were making fun of this movie immediately as soon as they heard the title of it, Snakes on a Plane. It sends the message directly into your brain that this is a real piece of garbage.
Right.
And I think that people were making their own parody videos, they were making their own parody posters, but the studio failed to learn a valuable lesson. It's one that every school kid who likes to make jokes or be a class clown learns. That sometimes they're laughing at you and they're not laughing with you.
Michael, do you think the studios learned their lesson with Snakes on a Plane?
The studios never learned their lesson, but maybe they did here, and a perfect example of that is Borat, because if you want to find a movie that had the same kind of viral marketing, the same kind of hype, the same kind of promotional stuff attached to it, and the stuff online that went along with it, and the movie was funny and people talked about it after it was released,
sure,
that's a perfect example of a movie that actually worked based on the kind of gonzo nature of it. So Snakes on a Plane was the bad, Borat was the good. And
I completely agree with you there. But let's go to a movie that had traditional marketing. People knew what they were getting themselves into. The buzz was handled just fine. Pirates of the Caribbean 2. I mean, it's this summer's top grossing movie. But Anthony, should 2006 be considered the year of the Pirates just because it happened to gross the most?
Well, I mean, it did make the most money, and that's what they go by in Hollywood. What their bonus is based on is how well they can turn people out to the theaters. But you know, Year of the Pirate, I don't know. I think the Year of the Pirate was probably 3 years ago when the first Pirates came out and Johnny Depp, reinvigorated the franchise. I think a lot of people walked away from Pirates very disappointed in the sequel. They're going to have some work to do to get people psyched for the third one.
But of course, there's always a different way to look at it, and Pirates of the Caribbean 2 taught us a lot of things. Number one, that Johnny Depp is probably the biggest star in the town right now. He can pretty much command whatever he wants. Number two, while studios complain and moan about the cost of things and they say they want to pare down, they really don't, because when it comes down to it, they want a slot machine of a movie. This was a perfect slot machine of a movie. People just coming in. And number three, never discount the power of a studio movie, because while everybody says the way to go is with these indie films or the niche arms, in the end, when you have a big studio movie in the summer with lots of explosions, pretty people, and pirates, you're going to win the battle. So
it's interesting you call it sort of a slot machine movie, because Anthony, some would say that this year was a jackpot for the movie studios in general, despite having so many flops, because it was another high-grossing year. I mean, as ticket sales are up, theaters are doing good revenue, but what's memorable? I mean, really, at the end of the year, as an audience member, Mission Impossible 3, okay, Da Vinci Code, sure, why not? But are these really memorable films that are going to define the year?
No, absolutely not. And in fact, I'd say just because a film makes a lot of money does not mean that people like it or care about it. It just means they were tricked into seeing it. These aren't critics. These are regular folks who work hard, pay to see these films, and then walk out very disappointed. Superman Returns was a dud in many people's eyes. Da Vinci Code did not live up to the book. It was long, it was overdrawn, and Pirates 2, people were disappointed in it. So, to say, oh, it made a lot of money, that's fine.
Critically speaking, but in the end, if $400 million worth of tickets are sold, something's working, because not every movie makes more than $400 million, and we're talking, the marketplace has changed. It's global now. So the Da Vinci Code doesn't live up to the hype domestically, but when you add up all the tickets, money is the same really in any language, and if you make $600 million, nobody's really, wiping the tears off their face.
Yeah, but when you add up, we have to add up how much they spend on these movies too. It's a fortune. A movie like Little Miss Sunshine costs very little to make, and the profit it turns in is huge. That's a really successful movie. Borat is a really successful movie. You spend $200 million or whatever on some comic book adaptation, and it brings that in.
So perhaps Jackass 2 might be the most successful movie ever created in the history of mankind, then, right? You need some staples, a couple snakes, and some Band-Aids, and
I'll tell you a movie to watch out. I'll tell you a movie that everybody should be talking about, and that's Prada. Because globally, Devil Wears Prada has made more than $200 million. That's an amazing achievement for a movie. Let's put it bluntly, it's not. There's no explosions. There's no reason for the male audience who usually goes.
But
to the
there's women being catty. We love our catty women. Gird your loins.
We love our cat fights. That's right. But
let's turn to the
TV.
Let's turn to the TV side of things here, because I think we've kind of nailed down movies. I want to talk about Lost for a second. I mean, the ratings are down from last year. Even Daybreak got the axe, which I actually liked. I'm sorry. You can throw stones all you want. But is this the death of serialized TV at the end of 2006?
No, definitely not. Lost is failing because it is trying to stall. It's trying to drag out the plot. Everybody wants answers. This is a TV show that raises so many questions, you're not even sure what you're supposed to be curious about anymore.
Right. I thought the show was about an island and a plane crash, but now it's about now it's about what? It's not about the numbers anymore. It's about love triangles and another set of islands and another set of people.
I forgot all about the numbers. Are there numbers on that show? I mean,
I think
when are they going to start? A good show gives you answers. Or gives you questions, then it gives you answers. Watching Lost is like going to see a stand-up comedian who tells you only the setups for jokes and then says, come back in 3 or 4 years when I'm ready to wrap things up and I'll tell you the punchline.
Well, Michael, what about Heroes? Because everybody's talking about Heroes. Here's this new show. It's getting great ratings, huge numbers. Is it just because it's new and something different that isn't Lost, or are they doing something right?
Look, there's two ways to look at it. One is that Heroes is a big hit and everyone loves it, but at the same time, this is one show of 35 that bowed over the fall season, and it's one of only 2 or 3 that are successful. So the batting average is absolutely terrible. The networks really don't know how to pick more than 1 or 2 hits, and that's just mathematically you're going to have 1 or 2 big hits. I think I can argue that this is kind of the death of serialized TV as we know it. The television industry is 2 things. 1, it's derivative, and 2, it's repetitive. And so while this year everyone's sick of serialized television, you're going to see a lot of cop dramas, you're going to see a lot of legal shows again next year, and reality's still around.
I'm crossing my fingers for more reality and a couple more game shows, because we all know
that's just what America needs.
That's exactly what we need at this time. We're going to heal as one. I want to thank Anthony and Michael for keeping us in the loop, gentlemen. That was a fun one. Look, it seems like every year people say entertainment has gone downhill, and sure, there were some big misfires this year, but there were plenty of great surprises. I mean, Heroes, a runaway success. Borat swept the nation. Bond returned in a big way, including the rope scene. And The Departed was great. And how can we forget Failure to Launch? Seriously, the best romantic comedy since How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Just Netflix it if you haven't experienced it. Yeah. Let's go over to Kristen Holt, who's about to attack some products. Kristen?
Thanks, Kevin. Today we've got some great uses for your digital photos. It's time again to attack this. First, turn your pictures into a living, breathing book with your Mac and iPhoto 6. The nice hardcover version is $30. There's tons of themes, and the process is completely idiot-proof. After some quick clicks and some amateur desktop publishing, you've got yourself a book that looks so good enough to go on any coffee table or at least in any bathroom. Next, turn your phone cam videos, old home movies, or your favorite internet videos into a custom flip book, no batteries required. For only $9, flipclips.com will take any digital video up to 15 seconds long and turn it into a real high-quality flip book. Next, stop being a cheapo and spring for a real Flickr account. The free account only gives you 100 megs of uploads per month and only allows 3 photo sets. But a pro account offers unlimited storage, unlimited bandwidth, and unlimited uploads for only $24.95 a year. It's the best way to back up, store, and share gigs of high-res pictures. And finally, frame your pictures without printing them out with a wireless LCD picture frame from eStarling. At $250, this thing isn't exactly cheap, but you'll definitely get your money's worth. It's wireless, so you can connect to your Flickr account or any public Flickr feed and automatically download any new pictures. That's today's Attack This. Visit g4tv.com/AOTS for links to all the stuff you just saw. Let's go over to Kevin and Blair.
Thanks, Kristen. I don't know where Kevin is. It's just me. Still ahead in the feed, we'll tell you how you can make unlimited phone calls to anyone for under $30 a year. Hey, Kevin, how's it going, buddy? And we'll fill you in on a new online video editing program that will make your life a whole lot cooler. That's next in Web Tools, on TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. Aww.
Attack of the show. Thank you. Yes, please. TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. We're live and your unofficial, what is that? Thank you. Your unofficial informational home for the Taco Bell E. coli outbreak. Yes. Let's go over to Kevin and Blair, who have thankfully tested negative.
Almost grabbed the screen.
Yes.
On Blair's authority there, Kristen.
The black
almost.
screen.
You almost got screened.
Sorry. You got my screen. Oh,
that was so cute.
You're so cute.
Hey, computer geeks. Listen up. Seriously. Put your ears to the old TiVo box. After the sound comes out of the speakers, they'll be very confused. Do you need some handy tips on how to make your internet experience a little more fulfilling?
Of course you do. I do. So pull up a comfy leather chair and press that old power button because these are the tips you're not going to get anywhere else. It's Web Tools. Tools.
Web Tools. You will like. That needs a German.
Yeah,
techno
that was
remix.
like it needs Kraftwerk playing.
Yes.
Du bist ein kleiner Schnickelfritz, Kevin. Yeah. Okay.
All right. You've all seen YouTube, easily the most popular video site on the old internet. In fact, they just sort of soft launched this new. They call it. It's like a quick capture option.
Oh yeah.
That allows you to just basically record directly to YouTube, get your video on there. People are like, oh wow, this is awesome, and yeah, okay, it's cool that you can do it right on the webpage, but you can't. There's really no editing functions. You can't add any pizzazz, anything that's going to make people actually want to watch your video.
It's just the straight footage.
Straight footage. So I wanted to show you a few alternatives that might suit you a little bit better. Some free websites that are incredible when it comes to their functionality.
I like free.
All right, so first up, we've got JumpCut.com. JumpCut sort of has like a YouTube-esque database of user-created videos, but the big added feature of JumpCut, really the reason to go there instead, is that you can edit your films directly in your web browser. And I'm not talking like, oh, select shot A, then shot B, and it stitches them together. Right. This is like Final Cut style editing, or iMovie or Premiere even. It looks basic at first, but you can really get down to it and really edit it. So I want to show you. Here's the website now. This is the JumpCut homepage. Okay. And once you've created an account, again, totally free. You go to their uploader, which is phenomenal. So I'm going to go, let's say, I have a little...
Award-winning uploader.
It is, they let you know.
Cannes Film
So
Festival.
look at this. I've selected a whole bunch of files, and I'm going to say, okay, let's upload these here. So we're going to open them, and it actually pops up. You can tag it right from here, make the videos private or public. And I'm being terrible. I'll delete these, don't worry. So let's say I just tagged it, hit done, and look at the way that it shows you your progress here. I mean, you get all the files as they're uploading. It tells you what's a sound file, what's video, what's a picture. And it all just goes simultaneously.
If it's like sort of at the same level of Final Cut Pro, can you do anything with the audio? Can you adjust audio levels?
You can tweak audio levels. You can add transitions, titles. So let's say this is all uploaded here, right? We've uploaded. I uploaded some behind-the-scenes stuff from our trip to Japan. So we can go to create a video, and if I hit play here, let me just go back to the old beginning. I hit play, and there you go. We've got some video going, and it's like, okay, the shot's a little long, right?
Can you do like transitions and effects and stuff?
Absolutely, absolutely. So the first thing I need to do is trim this first shot. It's going on too long. So I can zoom into it, and just like any other video program, just grab the handle, and I can trim it, and it's showing me in real time where that ending spot is going to be.
Backwards and back and to the left.
This is called non-linear editing, folks. It's the future! Okay, so we've got this here, and you know what? Every video needs a title. Okay. So I can come on over here to titles. I can choose like an effect. Obviously, they have tons of presets.
I want to see Appears Over Black. That's a great title.
It's really good. What do you suggest for a title for my little Japan film, Blair?
Blair Wishes She Were There. How about that?
Blair's not here. Saka. All right, so we can add the title. It's going to add it right over the clip. No real like rendering time or anything like that. So if I hit play from the beginning, watch this here. In real time, in comes the cool title transition. Your text is there, and it's going to move on to the next clip where it's been trimmed. The next clip happens to be another video. It can be photos or whatever. And you mentioned transitions.
Right.
Well, this is how easy they are. I can pop in here. Let me go to effects, and let's do, how about, oh, wait, now let me see. Where do I want to go here?
You can make your own, like, little sort of, like, cinematic odyssey.
Here we go. Yeah, no, you want to select the clip that you have here. A duration, 3 seconds, that's fine. Let's do a circle wave, and there's a little transition, and watch a photo of my buddy Casey with his favorite juice drink.
Ooh.
And, ooh, we transition
What a
to the
nice
next video.
transition.
Here, no, can we watch it full screen? Let's see here.
Okay.
I think we're trying it zoomed in and it's slowing it
Right.
down. That's not the site slowing it down. That's our 1984 Amiga computer that we're running the internet off of.
The Commodore.
And yeah, and you mentioned sound, and here, look, we have controls for the background music or the clip audio, so you can actually
I'm
adjust.
sure Olivia appreciates her feet being on
Oh, this
there.
is a great. You should actually just watch some of this clip. This is Olivia picking her toes. Check this out.
I'm sorry, Olivia. I have no part of this.
I called it an ingrown toenail, but it's
fetish
not.
website is springing up right now.
Well, yeah, no, I asked her, how do you get syphilis in your toes?
All right.
But she was like, no, it's my boots have been uncomfortable, yada, yada.
So,
there you
okay,
go.
so you cut this whole thing, and you've got Olivia and this extremely cool little monkey on the screen,
Right.
on the garage door. But, like, can you export it, or can you only have it?
Yeah, you can. I mean, so
On
we can
Jump
obviously hit publish, and
Right.
it'll pop it out, and it'll give me a video which is on their page. So on one hand, you can't actually end up with like an AVI file at
Right.
the end of the day. To do that,
'Cause,
you do
like-
have to be a little bit more tech savvy. There are plugins for Firefox and other applications that will steal the Flash video off the website.
Okay.
But at least at the end of the day, you can easily send this clip to your friends. They can view it right on the
Right.
website, and you're good to go.
Very cool.
Awesome site. I really appreciate it. Again, it's free, and there you go. So for all the links to these tips and these sites, just head on over to our website, g4tv.com/AOTS.
Yes, and right now, let's go back to the lovely and delightful Kristen Holt.
Oh, thank you so much, Blair. Thanks, guys. You at home, don't even think about changing the channel, okay? Because we're live and anything can happen. Even a zombie robot rampage. At least that's what Kevin keeps muttering to himself. He's so confused.
Why read when the feed is all the news you need? And where in the world is the Wii the best-selling console? We'll tell you who's winning the console wars on Game Break.
This is Mark from Hemet, California. My Guitar Hero controller here finally broke after a year of rocking out. And I was wondering if you guys had any ideas for me as far as giving this a final farewell. I thought about maybe burning it or running it over. What do you guys think?
Oh, it's terrible.
That is
That's
really
terrible when
sad.
that happens. I think there's really only one way to properly dispose and send off a Guitar Hero controller.
I'm going to have to agree with you.
Let's yeah, we got one here. Let's do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's bring it in.
It's just, you know, sometimes electronics go bad. There's really not much you can do about it.
No.
Folks, we're live here in Los Angeles, and yes, we're the only ones terrified by Beyonce's boob fold, I think.
It frightens me.
Are we the only ones?
I don't know. I don't think a lot of people know about it.
Why hasn't this become like a You're the Man Now dog or like an internet meme? Have you seen the weird fold? It's like...
I have not actually seen. I've only heard legends. All right, anyway, coming up later, someone's going to get a limb hacked off. That's right. We've got the trailer for 300, and it looks like it could blow Gladiator. And, of course, Kingdom of Heaven right out of the water. If you will not want to miss it, I don't want to miss it because I'm a huge Frank Miller fan. So.
Right. But right now, it's time for the only news that you need to know. Get ready, folks. It's the feed.
Ooh.
Thank you, guys. I'm Layla Kaylee, and it's time to start the feed. Yahoo can no longer say they're the most popular place on the internet. Thanks to the popularity of MySpace and a decline in Yahoo page views, News Corp websites now track the most traffic on the internet. Yahoo is number 2 and Microsoft is number 3. On an individual basis, Yahoo.com is the most popular site with the most unique visitors. Skype allows people to make free PC-to-PC calls, and now they will offer affordable plans to call anyone. Before, Skype users were able to call traditional phones at the cost of a couple of cents a minute. But now you can buy unlimited calls to anyone, anywhere, for $29.95 a year. If you sign up by January 31st, you'll also get a 50% discount. Remember, don't throw out your landline just yet. You still can't call 911 from a Skype phone. We reported yesterday that analysts claimed iTunes sales were off 65%. Is that false? Analysts at Piper Jaffray say iTunes is not in decline, but is actually growing. They claim sales have risen 78% over the first 9 months of the year, compared to 2005's numbers. Apple, why don't you just tell everyone how you're really doing so we can settle this once and for all. And finally, Kanye West can't seem to stay out of trouble. Now he's being slapped with a lawsuit. Kanye, Rockefeller Records, and director Chris Smith are being sued for trademark infringement of the music video for Touch the Sky. The legendary daredevil Evel Knievel filed the suit, claiming that the video is not an homage and infringes on his image. In the video, West plays Kanye evil and attempts to jump a canyon. What advice, Kanye? When you go to court, be better behaved than the MTV Europe Music Awards. Well, that's all for today, but don't worry, the feed doesn't stop here. Stay tuned to G4 all day long and look for the feed ticker at the bottom of your screen. We'll have all the news you need to know as it happens. I'm Layla Kaylee, and you've just been fed. Back to you.
Thanks, Layla. Now, all of you at home, be careful of the sippy, as Kanye puts it.
Yeah, that's my excuse for everything. Really, actually. It's pretty good. If something goes wrong, I blame the sippy, or that or the old snorty.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of which, I gotta get some in my dressing room real quick. I'll be back.
He didn't mean that.
Consoles are making their marks around the globe, so we're breaking out the branding iron on Game Break. And it's editing made simple when we take a look at jumpcut.com on Web Tools. The feed is brought to you by Tag Body Spray for Guys. Consider yourself warned.
Yes, welcome back to the show. We are live and ready to fulfill all your needs. Except for one. I'm not licking any consoles today on the show. Sorry, guys. Let's go over to Kevin.
Thanks, Blair. Folks, it's time now to tackle the gaming stories that really matter the most. So do yourself a favor. Pop some new batteries in your Wiimotes. Relax for a minute. It's time for Game Break. Here to help us grind through today's gaming stories, X-Play host, video game expert, Morgan Webb.
That's on my business card.
It's quite a lengthy card you have there.
Yes, now we are about to get you up to speed on the biggest stories in gaming this week, starting with console news regarding Xbox 360 sales in Japan. Now, according to gaming website ActiveXbox.com, both the PlayStation 3 and the Wii have already outsold the Xbox 360 in just 1 week of sales. Now, the 360 has had some success overseas with the recent release of the highly anticipated Blue Dragon. Now, we already know Microsoft can sell systems here in the US. The real question is, will the 360 be able to continue to gain support from Japanese gamers and stay afloat overseas? And you know what? We'll keep you posted.
That's what we do. It's our job. Next up, some good news for the folks over at Nintendo. The Wii set a new sales record during its recent launch in the UK. According to the website gamesindustry.biz, the Wii sold through 325,000 units in just 1 weekend. In fact, it made it the fastest-selling console across Europe to date. So just like in the U.S., many consumers, they might find it difficult to find the Wii on store shelves this holiday season. But don't give up hope. No, not yet. It never hurts to hassle your local game store with a phone call every 5 or 10 minutes. They love it. They really do.
That's what they live for. And finally, the Alien series is, without a doubt, one of the most recognized franchises in film history. Taking note of this fact, video game publisher Sega and 20th Century Fox have teamed up to produce multiple titles within the Alien universe. It's going to be a first-person shooter and an RPG are both currently in the works. Hopefully, they'll turn out better than the last few films.
Yeah.
Now, one of the two titles is expected to be released in 2009.
All right.
Yes.
Sega doing Aliens, that's interesting. I want to get back to this whole Japanese 360 Microsoft struggle. I mean, why have they failed so miserably to sell even any units, it seems?
They don't have enough whimsy. The 360 just doesn't have enough whimsy.
What is it, lacking big round eyes and kiki fingers?
Yeah, exactly. And sad love stories where the girl dies in the end and no one can get over it.
No, because,
oversized swords.
So is that what it is? Is it because the games themselves appeal to North American gamers, whereas Japanese people, they don't care about first-person shooters?
I mean, the Japanese people, they make the decisions about what console to buy the same way that we do. Is like, what games do I want to play and what console are they available on? And, which console is going to have the most games I want to play? It's going to be the best deal for my money. Also, it's a foreign company. They're less used to the idea. They have their own cozy Nintendo brands and their Sony brands, which they've lived with for a long time. It's going to be a struggle for Microsoft to break into that market, and they're doing their best with Blue Dragon, and they've got to continue to keep doing stuff like that. And
so if the 360 had Gundam, then it would be sold out everywhere, is pretty much where this is going.
Oh, Gundam is so
okay,
bad.
I'm sorry I brought up Gundam. I know that's a sore spot. All right, folks, that wraps up today's Game Break. You can look forward to more gaming news every Wednesday, but right now, we've got to go over to Krista.
Cool.
Up next, we'll have an all-new AOTS hardware and show you an amazing Helio phone and what tricks it has up its sleeve. So don't go anywhere, because that's next.
I was wondering, when it really boils down to it, what would you rather prefer? The iPod or the Zoom?
Which would you rather prefer, Blair? If you had to prefer one of the two, which would you rather?
You know, I fear new technology. I'm deathly afraid of it, so I'm gonna actually have to go with my trusty old iPod.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, have you tried a Zune at all, or you're just you're set in your ways and you're good to go?
Will O'Neill let me try his Zune. That is not a euphemism, by the way.
Yeah, he's tried that on me as well. I'm like, no way, dude.
But and it was cool. But you know, I tend to wait for the it's like on the PS3. I'm waiting till the next sort of until it's been knocked down a bit.
Cool features. Try with that wireless music social
Yeah.
network thing. That's cool, but yeah, you're right. Wait for the next one. Maybe the bugs and everything be sorted out.
I agree.
All right, folks. That's it for the old Zune and iPod thing. Just all right. We're good.
Now it's time to burn some tech rubber.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, although that's not us talking about some geek's self-imposed celibacy. The rubber. Get it?
Yeah, the burning it. Yes.
We're talking about
Shouldn't burn if you
G4's
use one.
Street Fury.
That's right. It's your own personal guide into the world of import car racing and car modification. Now, everybody's seen a Scion, right? We know that.
Yeah.
But never before have you seen a Scion like this. For the first time ever, Big C and the Street Fury team, they're gonna tech out a Scion.
Tech Scion.
All right, KP, this is where we are with the Street Fury Scion Tech Out. We're wiring right now, and I got wires for everything. Audio, video, you name it. I don't even know what this big orange wire is for, but I know what this is. This right here is a 15-inch subwoofer, which we are tossing in the trunk, baby. And this is 2,500 watts from the amplifier that's gonna power all the TVs, and the big sub is going down. Make sure you check out the Street Fury Scion Tech Out this Sunday at 2 p.m. on G4.
Subwoofer's bigger than my rims. It's ridiculous.
Subwoofer's bigger than my head.
Thanks, Big C, for that. Guys, make sure you check out Street Fury this Sunday afternoon at 2, and that's when you're going to see the unveiling of the Scion right here on G4.
Now let's go over to Kristen, who's ready to unveil a new movement in cell phones. Ooh.
Thanks, guys. Gadget guru Will O'Neill is back, and better than ever, I might add. It's time for a holiday edition of AOTS hardware. Now, I've seen a lot of commercials lately for all those things you can put in your car, like TomTom and whatnot. But what I want to know, is there a phone out there that can do all of that GPS stuff, but also the regular phone thing as well?
Do you have a problem getting lost when you're out there driving around your fancy car through LA?
I do. Yeah, well, Prius, but you know.
Yeah, Prius.
I get lost in my
on
Prius.
spinners?
Yes. 24-inch rims.
Nice, nice.
I do the whole thing.
As a matter of fact, you are in luck. The Helio Drift marks the next movement in cell phone technology. Although their whole clever tagline is Helio, don't call us a phone, don't call us a phone company. They're a phone company. But, you know, the cell phone market is super crowded, so they have to do, a lot of special things to sort of separate themselves from the pack.
Right.
But I'm pretty excited right now with this. The Helio Drift has some really cool, unique features.
Nice.
Take a look at
I get the white one.
I'm sure you will. It's very cool. It's outfitted with a full GPS system, which enhances the Buddy Beacon and Google Maps features. With the Buddy Beacon feature, you can broadcast your location, so all your friends will get a message telling them where you are. And if you get a message from one of them, just open up Google Maps, and you can get directions to, meet up with them.
So
really
if I'm
cool.
broadcasting at any time, my friends can know
exactly where you are. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Perfect tool for a stalker.
Well, okay, it does have a little bit of a stalker in it, but it's really convenient because you won't have to get up from a conversation. Like, for instance, if I'm in a bar and I'm, chatting with some hottie and I want my boys to know where I am, I can just be like, yeah, totally. So you work at Starbucks, huh? And you're an actress, huh? That's cool.
Nice.
But, and I can just send it out to them. They'll know where I am. They can meet up and,
Do the ladies like that?
They love it.
I bet. They all want a piece of the Will O'Neill.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. And I hear you can do MySpace on this as well.
Yes, exactly. It's very cool. The whole thing is entirely web-based, and it works on their 3G network, so it's really fast. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can update your page. You can comment. You can ignore comments. I actually just sent you an ad request, so you can ignore that.
Yes. I can't wait to get home and ignore your friend request.
Totally. Anything that you can do sitting in front of a desktop computer, you can do with this baby.
Actually, I could just do it right now.
Yes, you could.
If I wanted to. I'll make you wait. So you're going to be wondering all day if I'm going to accept you as a friend or not.
Refreshing my MySpace page.
Did she accept me? For a link to the Helio Drift, go to g4tv.com/AOTS. Thank you so much, Will. Now, let's get back over to Kevin.
Howdy. Still coming up, flying body parts. Oh, she loves you. Flying body parts, freakish warriors, and glorious CG. We've got the trailer for the highly anticipated 300.
Yes, if you missed this one, you will definitely regret it in the morning. That's next on TV's only source for all the stuff you care about.
If you haven't been watching Attack of the Show, this is what you're missing. For more info, go to g4tv.com/AOTS.
It's about time we clap for them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's clap for you, all of you.
Welcome back to Attack of the Show, folks. TV's only source for all the stuff you care about.
Yes, we are live, in case you hadn't noticed, and programmed to deliver what you crave.
All right, now coming up tomorrow, we're going to have a brand new loop breaking down the biggest tech innovations of the year. There were several. We got the MySpace, the GooTube. We're going to actually do a little iPod versus Zune and how it's going to affect you.
Oh, nice. Also, we'll give you all the naughty advice you'll ever need when we go in your pants. And on Friday, Mr. Feely Hands himself, Jimmy the Geek, will break down this weekend's Chiefs Chargers matchup. Go Chiefs. KC.
And finally, we've got the brand new trailer for The 300 based on the popular comic by Frank Miller. And to say this movie is a nerdgasm is pretty much the understatement of the century.
A huge understatement. Slow-mo battle scenes, freakish soldiers, amazing CG work, and some glorious over-the-top performances. This one looks like a winner to me.
We Spartans are descended from Hercules himself, taught never to retreat, never to surrender. Taught that death in the battlefield is the greatest glory he could achieve in his life. Spartans, the finest soldiers the world has ever known.
I all know that 300 Spartans gave their last breath to defend it. Spartans! Tonight, we dine in hell! Give them nothing, but take from them everything!
Now for all the things you saw today and more, go to g4tv.com/AOTS.
X-Play is up next. All right, let's
Good night, everybody.
Next. Good night.
Make sure you stay tuned for X-Play. Was I even totally covered by that? I can't really buy you kids
Maybe
the
a
monitor,
little.
so.
Yeah.
So it's just you and I back here. Cameras aren't looking. You want to?
Sweet Pereira. Oh, whoa, whoa.
Hey,
Hi, sorry.
Oh, that was
awkward.
That was uncomfortable.
Okay. Go away.